At what age was it where hotel pools just like stopped being such an awesome thing? It used to be the most fun thing in the world, and now I just eat rice and make videos and like have polite conversations with people. And it's like, what changed? And did it have to? And what can replace that? Like, why does that have to go away just because you reach a certain age? You know, I couldn't care less I actually prefer if a hotel doesn't have a pool as an adult, because then it's just less noise and ruckus. Folks, kids, get off my lawn. That whole thing. Like, what is that? Obviously, it would be weird if like a bunch of adults were playing 500 in a hotel pool. But why? It sounds fun. It's just like the whole social expectation changes to where that's like no longer okay, and like you don't play in pools really as an adult, and not nearly to the degree that it's acceptable for kids to. And I don't know, I mean, it is less fun too. Like, we just build up these more important things we have to go do, right? We have to go forge some life and career and build a life for ourselves. You can't just be a child playing in hotel pools. And I get that, like, it's just phases of life. But I think we lose a lot of the play, and we don't have to, would be one of the things I'm trying to get at here, I guess. Like, we just totally lose sight that it's all play, and like we're all God, like experiencing itself from all these different angles for a bit, and like it's fun, and it's just for the sake of drama and variety, and like we get to be here having this experience through this body and these circumstances for a bit, and like we get to get immersed in that, and like fear, like things feel real and consequential, and like social pressures and like things we gotta do while we're here. But it's all illusions, of course, and I'm trying to find the line between like, what is the line? Like, I just said we say there's value in like building a life and a family and like all these things, and I agree with that, but like, why do I agree with that? What is that value of constructing that type of thing? I don't really examine that much. And like, you have to make a living, I suppose. Like, it usually takes some sort of structured work or income or salary. I mean, you don't really, that's another thing like we think you have to do. Like, you can just be homeless. That's always like kind of an option. That's what a guy, famous philosopher Diogenes, ancient Athens, that's what he did. That's how he found freedom. He lived in a giant barrel, a giant jar in downtown Athens, and he like owned nothing, and he was kind of a disgusting guy in some regards. We don't need to get into all of the bodily functions he would perform in public. You can imagine just based on that description. But like, his whole philosophy and thing, it was finding freedom not from obtaining something down the road, not from winning some game we're pulled into, but just opting out of the game and like needing nothing. One of the only things he owned at one point was a cup. And then he saw, the story goes, he saw a child drinking water with his hands. And so he threw out the cup and said, "A child has outsmarted me in simplicity." And so he just removed the need for everything. And then that's ultimate freedom. because no one owns you. There's like no game you're beholden to. So that's the other side of this. Like, that's obviously very hard, and like we can't all do that, or like it would be squalor everywhere. Like we can't all rely on food in dumpsters and handouts and like whatever. Like a few people can do that, and it works. And I get it. Like not the whole homeless problem. Like most of those people obviously aren't choosing that. So I'm not like trying to glorify that either. But you get the principle. It's not the freedom, that the type of freedom isn't like from getting enough to then be free. It's like not ever needing anything, that you are everything now and you don't need anything else. Anything you think you need is always a construct and an illusion based on some social game that you are playing while you're here. So why can't we play more while we are here? And like maybe not to a degree, it just collapses these, I don't know, maybe stuff we've built up needs to collapse. I don't know. I'm not saying it does or doesn't. That's not for me to determine. But, you know, just in a way where things are less serious and somber and consequential, and like we can blend more fun, more hotel pool excitement into our adult experience. Because I get it, like folks are struggling and like whatever. I'm not trying to minimize like, oh, just suck it up and be a peasant. Just suck it up. What? Just stop needing a livable wage or whatever. Like that's not entirely it. It's more I don't know. Maybe that is it. I'm not intending that to be it. Folks, I'll tighten up these arguments. We'll straighten out everything on that front. I think you get it. I think I've talked around that point enough that you get what I'm getting at there. And like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting. Like, maybe most people are able to like find ways to play and have fun and whatever. And like, I think I have plenty of fun. But it's just like that whole feeling fades a lot more than it seems like it should. And like everyone is a victim to caving into these expectations and ideas and like priorities of the collective, rather than just, you know, being blissful and free, like the whole beat of your own drummer type thing, and like just fully removing the need for anything that you're told you need, or like you're told to prioritize, and like just fully embracing your own path. And like that's very hard to do, and like we really respect the people who do that and like are so-called successful or like admirable or inspirational for doing it. But if we deem them, other people try that too, and then we deem them weird or drugged out or homeless or whatever, you know. And it's just all labels and categories and layers we put on this existence here. Like we're all, just imagine an array of all these beings that we are, all these inherently equal experiences that are being had here, which is what we are. It is just different. There's no scale of worse to better experience. Obviously, it's all simply experience. So just like imagine an array of all of us here just having an experience, like all these equal dots. And then like we just drop this layer of like labels and like this being is in a nice house, this being is in a shack, this being has this salary, this being has this, and like good, bad, evil, whatever, respectable, all this stuff. And it's just labels and categories for these ways we, interpret our experience. And I don't know. get into that more some other time. I kind of like that concept as its own whole video. Folks, we're getting deep here. It wasn't totally the goal. And what was the goal? Folks, the goal of this channel was just to start talking. And not that you care about all this, but like my main goal was just to talk about the things that fascinate me. And I've found constructive or like useful ways to think about things in whatever for my own creative journey and like my own outlook on things, and just like trying to talk about those in order to organize the thoughts better, and like just a lot of it's myself become a better communicator by getting this practice and like actually vocalizing things that have been circulating and I've been writing about and everything. So that's a lot of the goal. So I don't know. I think we'll just leave this one here, right? I think we circled this idea pretty well. I'm not even totally remembering. Oh, the hotel pools thing. That's where we started. Hotel pools used to be fun. And yeah, I think we fleshed out that idea pretty well for now. So we'll see you next time.